was 1945, and at 76, I find myself reflecting not only on the universe, on time and space, but on the small, fragile human life I have lived alongside it. Decades of discovery, recognition, and contribution have left marks deeper than equations or papers can capture. Fame is an odd companion. It opens doors, yet closes others. It celebrates ideas, but cannot fill the quiet moments of solitude where one confronts loss, regret, and longing. I think of the people I loved, family, friends, colleagues, and the opportunities missed, the words left unspoken, the connections weakened by distance or stubborn pride. My children, some lost, some distant, haunt my quiet hours. I see now how genius is both a blessing and a burden. It illuminates the cosmos, yet can cast shadows on the heart. I reflect on the loneliness that has accompanied my pursuit of understanding, and I realize that no formula, no theory, no insight can mend a human soul or replace the warmth of shared laughter, the comfort of a hand held, the solace of true companionship. Loss has shaped my understanding of the universe perhaps more than any equation. The stars, though eternal in their orbit, remind me of impermanence, of fleeting moments, of the quiet ache of absence. I have seen friends succumb to illness, watch my beloved ones grow distant or fade into memory, and I have learned that grief and love are intertwined, inseparable, a constant rhythm beneath the mind's quest for knowledge. I carry regrets, not for errors in science, but for human failings, words unspoken, apologies never given, embraces postponed, the subtle betrayals of pride. And yet, there is beauty in this sorrow, a profound clarity that life is fragile, fleeting, yet infinitely precious. Every smile once shared, every conversation, every moment of connection is a universe unto itself, each worthy of attention and gratitude. I speak to you now, not as a genius or a scientist, but as a man who has felt the depth of love and the weight of loss, as a man who has learned that understanding the cosmos cannot replace understanding the human heart. Mortality has never seemed more intimate. It is in every heartbeat, every breath, every memory of those no longer present. And perhaps that is the lesson I leave behind, that life's most profound truths are not merely discovered through equations or experiments, but through the quiet, sometimes painful, experience of living, of loving, of losing, and of striving to cherish what remains. In the end, we are all travelers through time and space, carrying both knowledge and sorrow, brilliance and fragility. And the measure of a life is not only in what one understands about the universe, but in how deeply one has felt its beauty and its grief. I feel the weight of years pressing gently but persistently, and I am struck by the paradox that knowledge, no matter how vast, cannot soften the blows that life delivers to the heart. At 76, I see that the theories I have labored over, the relativity of space and time, the intricacies of light and matter, all pale beside the raw, unquantifiable truths of human existence. I think of the friends I've lost, some to the ravages of illness, others to the slow drift of estrangement. And I am reminded that relationships, once vibrant, can fade like stars at dawn. There is a loneliness inherent to understanding, a burden in knowing more than is often shared or comprehended by those around you. Fame brought recognition, but it could not bring the warmth of a true companion in moments of despair. Nor could it shield me from the quiet nights when grief would settle upon me. Like a heavy cloak, I recall moments with my children, fleeting as they were, and the guilt that accompanies what we cannot reclaim. words left unsaid, lessons unpassed, embraces delayed, laughter that slipped quietly into memory. These human failures, these small tragedies, have taught me as much about the universe as any discovery, that existence is fragile, that love is both sustaining and ephemeral, and that understanding does not exempt one from sorrow. I have watched the world move, people striving and celebrating, while I grappled with absence, with the knowledge that some things, lives, moments, hearts, cannot be preserved by intellect alone. It is in these quiet realizations, amid grief and reflection, that I feel the profound interconnectedness of life and loss, that every encounter carries weight, that every fleeting touch and word of kindness matters more than accolades or theories. I have discovered that wisdom is not merely the mastery of science, but the acceptance of mortality, the reverence for those we love, and the humility to recognize that even the brightest mind cannot control time, cannot prevent loss, cannot command a heart's unpredictable course. And so, in these final reflections, I urge those who listen not to measure a life solely by achievement, but by empathy, by the depth of feeling, by the courage to confront grief and to honor love, knowing that both are as complex, mysterious, and infinite as the cosmos I have spent my life trying to understand. Life, with its brilliance and sorrow, is not a problem to solve, but an experience to embrace fully, tenderly, and with courage. For it is in the loved moments, in the ache of longing, in the quiet joy of memory, that we find our truest understanding of what it means to be human. And yet, as I sit here at 76, looking back on the decades that have passed, I realize that the grief, the mistakes, and the absences have shaped me as much as the discoveries themselves. I think of the family I loved, my children, my wives, my friends who passed too soon or drifted away, and I feel the haunting weight of what could have been. How many words left unsaid? How many letters never written? How many visits postponed? Because the work, the experiments, the pursuit of understanding always seemed more pressing than the fragile human heart. I have seen brilliance illuminate the world, yet I have known the darkness that no calculation or theorem can touch fame, and knowledge offer recognition. Yet they cannot hold a hand, wipe a tear, or console a lonely soul at night. I think of evenings spent alone, poring over equations and manuscripts, while memories of laughter, of warmth, of love flickered like distant stars, beautiful yet unreachable. Each loss, each failure, each human imperfection has carved a hollowness within me that no amount of scientific clarity could fill. And still, in the quiet moments, I am reminded that this is what it means to be alive, to love, to err, to ache, and to reflect, to grasp fleetingly at the infinite, even as time slips relentlessly onward. My regrets are many. The moments when ambition eclipsed tenderness, the hours lost to obsession, the bonds weakened by distraction. But they are inseparable from the joys, from the awe, from the understanding that life, in all its brilliance and tragedy, is a gift to be treasured, honored, and mourned. I have learned, painfully and profoundly, that the true measure of a life is not found in equations or accolades, but in the depth of feeling we carry, the compassion we extend, and the courage to confront loss with open eyes and an open heart. Every friend departed, every love diminished, every opportunity lost has taught me humility, empathy, and reverence for the fragile, fleeting beauty of existence. And so, as I speak to you now, I wish to convey this, that life's tragedies though deeply wounding, are inseparable from its lessons, its wonder, and its potential for meaning, that even in sorrow there is insight, and even in absence there is love, and that the pursuit of understanding, whether of the cosmos or of the human heart, is most profound when it is tempered with compassion, reflection, and the willingness to embrace, however imperfectly, the full weight of our shared humanity. And yet, even as the years have deepened the shadows of loss in my life, they have also illuminated truths I could never have grasped. In youth, I think of the children I loved, some gone before their time, and the friends whose laughter no longer echoes in my ears. And I feel both sorrow and gratitude. Grief has taught me patience, humility, and the fragile beauty of a connection. I have learned that genius offers no immunity from heartbreak, that no equation or theory can soften the sting of absence, and that even the most brilliant mind must bow to the inevitability of mortality. There were days when the weight of fame, of expectation, of the relentless pursuit of knowledge pressed so heavily upon me that I longed simply for ordinary human warmth, a hand to hold, a quiet conversation, a moment of shared silence. And yet, it is in these very struggles, these moments of emptiness, that I have discovered the profound depth of empathy, the delicate strength that comes from surviving loss, and the enduring power of memory. I understand that life's value is measured not in accolades, formulas, or discoveries, but in the tenderness we give and receive, the love we nurture, and the courage to face each day, however fleeting, with an open heart. In the vastness of the universe, our time is brief, our bonds precious, and the lessons of loss are as infinite as the stars themselves. Even at 76, I carry the weight of loss and missed moments, yet within that sorrow lies clarity. Life's true measure isn't fame or discovery, but love shared, memories cherished, and the courage to face each day with empathy, humility, and an open heart, despite the shadows of absence. At 76, I feel the echoes of all I've loved and lost, the laughter of friends no longer near, the absence of family I failed to hold close, the mistakes I cannot undo. Yet in that quiet sorrow, I've found a deeper understanding. Life's meaning is measured not in accolades or discoveries, but in love, presence, and the courage to face each day with honesty and heart.